become Michael Schumacher, Jivko needed to be lean, athletic and disciplined. To see exactly how we did it, tune into episode 5, The Transformation, live now.
Every transformation has a breaking point, a moment where the body wants to quit, the mind starts to doubt, and the dream feels heavier than the work itself. Becoming Michael Schumacher isn't just about racing, it's about discipline, endurance, and sacrifice. It's about becoming a machine built for focus and speed. And that's the journey we faced.
Before we dive in, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, I'm Lubo, the director of the Kaiser, an independent short film about the debut of Formula One legend Michael Schumacher. This docu-series isn't fast-paced YouTube content. It's a personal face-to-face account of how we are creating this film, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the people shaping it behind the scenes. And in today's episode, it's the story of a transformation. The physical journey that turned an actor into an athlete, into the Kaiser. And before my equipment gets completely damaged right now because of the rain, I need to tell you that once we cast Jivko Sirakov as Michael Schumacher, a new challenge appeared. One we couldn't ignore. And Schumacher was lean, precise. He had the build of a driver who could withstand G-forces, maintain focus, and fit comfortably in an impossibly tight cockpit like the one in the Jordan 191. Well, Jivko wasn't there yet. At the beginning of the year, he weighed around 95 kilograms. To fit the car, the race suit, and most importantly, the role, he needed to change. Not starve himself, not become shredded, but become a believable F1 driver. That's when we contacted Michael Linehan, a personal coach from Ireland, who specializes in distance training. Hi, where are you?
Lubo, what's happening, man?
Wait.
Come here, can we actually shoot this at my place? I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm sat here, studio lighting, sat in my favorite stool. Pure coincidence, so come on over whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
All right, cheers, bro.
Let's not tell him that I really wanted him to invite me because of the rain.
So, Michael agreed to help us, and in this segment, I'm actually sitting in his apartment, and I will let him explain the transformation plan himself.
Hi, I'm Michael. I was Jivko's trainer for the entirety of his transformation into the role of Michael Schumacher. Now, what we needed to achieve with Jivko was the lean athletic build, which is very typical of a Formula One driver. But while a real-life Formula One driver will have a whole bunch of performance needs, an actor won't have those same needs. But in order for Jivko to be able to spend hours on end in a Formula One car, we did need to work on a limited number of performance goals, primarily around shoulder mobility and endurance. So in essence, his plan was focused on two primary goals. Firstly, we needed to drop him from 95 kilos down to 80 kilos. That's a total of 15 kilos lost in just 4 months. Secondly, we needed to work on a few performance goals. So specifically that shoulder endurance and mobility, we needed to get him comfortable keeping his arms out in front of him and turning them many times during hours of shooting, maybe one particular scene when he sat in the car. So firstly, in terms of the body composition goals of getting him down those 15 kilos in just 4 months, that's not a lot of time for such a drastic weight change, but it's actually a very straightforward, simple process. But when someone drops that much body weight and achieves their desired level of leanness, they can often appear lethargic because their body is essentially starving. So obviously this is not ideal for an actor. They're paid for their presence, their magnetism, their energy on camera, and that range of emotional expression. So what we needed to do was within the first 3 out of the 4 months, we dieted him really aggressively at a calorie deficit approximately 20% below his maintenance calories. That's not something I would typically do with most clients, but I knew he could handle it, and with the deadlines we were under, there wasn't really any other way. But then in month 4, what we did was we reverse dieted him back, so we started slowly adding in calories until by the end of it, he was full of energy and ready to go to get into the role. Now, in terms of maintaining his muscle mass, this was pretty easy. I was not concerned about this with Jivko, as his body type seems to hang on to muscle mass pretty easily. We did a regular push-pull split, and then what we did was we made sure he was eating 150 grams of protein per day. Aside from that, we didn't really worry too much. On his push-pull split, on a push day, we'd have him hitting his chest, his quads, his glutes, his triceps. Then on a pull day, I'd have him hitting his back, his biceps, his hamstrings, and I'd also put in the shoulder exercises there as well, rather than on the push day, because I didn't want any crossover fatigue.
We have a very professional setup here, as you can see, live at Formula 1. So with this exercise, the Aussie pull-up, this is one of my favorites, man, for just building a lot of endurance in the upper back, in the mid-traps, rear delts. I mean, this is what we're looking for basically with how his physique is going to look. Very similar to Michael Schumacher, and it also does strike that balance between actually having usable performance with the aesthetic that we're looking for in his actual look.
Once we had him about 80% of the way with his weight loss goal, that's when the reverse diet kicked in, and then we saw him still losing body fat week on week as his caloric limit went up, as his performance in the gym increased, and his energy really started to peak. And as I mentioned, this is essential to his ability to perform as an actor. So I was less concerned about his actual performance when it comes to functional movements in the gym. I was more concerned about his energy levels and his ability to incorporate the role. All right, when it comes to performance, you'll see a lot of the LA personal trainers doing a whole bunch of reinventing the wheel when it comes to fitness, and it's absolutely not necessary. It's usually a waste of everyone's time and money. Because with most actors, they need to just look the part, and then whatever choreography they have helps fill in the gaps. With Jivko, we didn't really need to worry so much about choreography. All I needed him to be able to do was, as I said, keep his hands out in front of him for an extended period of time, and then having him actually look the part. So the shoulder mobility stuff was easy. We just had him doing some very basic mobility drills.
Just straight. How bad is my accent? Is my accent that bad?
Tell him that you want to do it with just one arm.
Just straight.
At the beginning of his workout, some shadow boxing, and then some circuits. So basically things like landmine presses, front raises, static holds, some twists with a plate, nothing crazy. And that's it. Training the base attributes of an actor is actually phenomenally simple, especially when he's not going to have to perform in an athletic capacity. He's going to have to look like he's performing in an athletic capacity. Big difference here. All in all, Jivko was an amazing client to work with. I'd absolutely work with him again. Super disciplined, and just the transformation he was able to make during this time was absolutely fantastic for him and fantastic as a case study for me. So I'm really happy to be part of this.
Just to motivate you.
It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival.
I hear you had a role in the film.
Oh yeah, so I also had a role in the movie, which was, film, he gets really bad if I call it a movie. Okay, I had a role in the film as well as Richard, aka Dick Quivers. I named him. He was just called the reporter in the movie. He's a British journalist who is on the scene during the movie, so yeah.
Well, behind the scenes here at the Belgian Grand Prix, I'm here with Michael's Willie. Willie? Yeah. Ah, that's quite a peculiar accent. How are you liking things in Belgium?
Not so nice. Have you noticed that the toilets are all left-handed?
I bet you would have preferred it if you'd have actually conquered it back in the day.
I think that you speak philosophy.
A German can't understand philosophy. Maybe we should switch to a different topic. How about engineering? Can you tell us about the car?
Yes, it has 12 cylinders. They are diametrically opposed, as opposed to being a V. And they are triple overhead cam with a belt drive in the back and a chain drive in the front with hydraulic lifters. And the intake valves run at 76,000 RPM, while the exhaust valves run at only 2.3 RPM, which is very strange, I know, but it does work.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A German proving that once again they are in fact nature's robots. Back to you in the studio, Nigel.
Once again, a great opportunity to be involved in every aspect of this, from not only getting Jivko into shape, but then actually getting to perform during the movie as well, which is absolutely awesome.
And a couple of one of them is going to be you.
Oh yeah, I'm also a commentator. So reporter, commentator, personal trainer. Yeah.
And Michael's plan worked. Week after week, Jivko got leaner, stronger, and more focused. In 4 months, he dropped over 15 kilograms. His posture changed, his presence changed, and most importantly, his confidence changed. You could finally see it, the outline of Michael Schumacher beneath the surface. This wasn't just training, it was becoming. In the next episode, we move from the physical transformation to the visual transformation. The race suits, the helmets, and the look that will bring the Kaiser to life on screen. This is how a film becomes a world, and how an actor becomes the character.